for the continuation of the evidence, Exhibit 2. This is motion notice to reopen. Okay, and it was filed on February 6, 2024. And this thing's 175 pages long. Now, I want to note that I personally served Patrick Ramey Millsap attorneys with a copy of this, and I witnessed him bring it to court and is reviewing it in the court proceeding. Okay, so that just a note that they got it and their attorneys got it. So let's go down here. This could be a continuation of Exhibit 2. Let's go down here. Let's go down. Okay. Okay, this is Exhibit 2. It had the minutes in there from several of the meetings. Okay, but let's see here. Okay, here we go. So this is a continuation here. Now, July 20th, 2019 was a resignation date. Okay, so let's talk about this. The board members present, here they are, president, secretary, treasurer, vice president, director. Okay, these people are all adverse. Then it has the property owners present. Let's see the names here. Let's see. You can see them all there in the highlight. Okay, my father was there. Some of the other adverse parties were there. Okay, but so there's highlighted in here, they're talking about the monies collected. Question: how much money was collected to the annual due in 2019? How much money remains at 20 July 2019? Answer. Okay, you see it there. $4,112.72 in arrears in the process of being collected. How much money have board members been paid from the annual dues collected? Answer: 0. Serving as an official on the Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association board is strictly voluntary, as members are not compensated in strict conformance with the WRPOA bylaws, Article 5, Section 4. No director shall receive compensation for any services he may render to the association. However, any director may be reimbursed his actual expenses incurred in performance of his duties. Okay.
So that doesn't include equipment rental that they built for 15 years.
Yeah. So, well, that goes to show with all the checks that all the money went to them and to their friends who they're claiming as a licensed contractor, which I don't believe he is, and there's no accounting for it. Okay, so now
in the court proceeding, when they were questioned whether he was a licensed contractor, he said, yes, he's in the union.
Yeah, well, that has nothing to do with it. There's no insurance, there's no corporation, and then the checks were going to his wife. Okay, that's not how businesses run. There's some fraud going on in there, and there's no accounting for any of it. You know, there's at least $40,000 plus that there's no accounting for any of it. And so they're saying they did all this road work. I didn't see any checks for any base rock or anything. So that's another way how you can hide what they're doing. But anyways, number 2 here, attendees were, now mind you, this is after you asked for the checks, I believe. Okay, attendees were notified that 4 board members were resigning effective immediately: president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and director. Letters of resignation are on file with the board. Okay, I found those. Okay, but there's a little note here. How is it that she is acting as secretary after resignation on 7/20/2019 and then writing a check 17/18 for $2,034.66, no documentation? Okay, there's a note here. These are the minutes. I have all this in my possession. Okay, so You go down here, I'm asking that question. You're resigning, but you're receiving another check going along with all the other unaccounted checks. So here's another resignation here. Note, how is it that she's acting as secretary of a resignation on 7/20/19 and then writing a check? Same thing. So here it is here.
And
Effective.
The interesting thing about this is they secretly brought her back as secretary treasurer.
Well, I don't
for
know.
Another year.
Well, who did it when the whole board was resigned? Who did it? Because at this point, they put me in as secretary or treasurer. I didn't know about all this stuff.
I mean, I believe it was Herbie and.
Well, but those people, the whole top board resigned. So they came back and started writing extra checks, and you'll see it here. I have it in here. Okay, it's right here. She July 18 is where this is a letter I undersigned resign. Okay, so here's the check right here, and $2,034.66, and you'll see this is the MO right here with all these $40,000+ checks, and that's just for 5 years, and just writes this check. What's going on here? Okay, 8/15/19, and they resign, and 2 months later she's got the piggy bank and writing checks. Now there's a whole bunch of these. There's $20,000 worth of these checks, all done like this. No reference number or anything to what they've been doing. That's why I turned it into the sheriff. Okay,
I believe the possibility of her getting kickbacks from Muscard's wife needs to be explored.
Well, they need to do a forensic audit, and they need to question these people. And what gets me,
if they're doing 75 to 90% overbilling and then writing them checks of an equal amount, I just don't believe it.
Well, what gets me is the district attorney, Washoe County District Attorney, who's been served with all this, has refused to talk to us about it, refused to admit or deny it, has refused to call us, and they pride themselves on check fraud and financial frauds, and here we have verified sworn claims with all the evidence, and then here we come to recently, again, where the district attorney is this is a conflict of interest. They're using the district attorney to defend this stuff when Elizabeth Hickman, deputy district attorney, is sitting on the board of adjustments. She's and denying your rights when they hijacked your appeal, and we can prove that. Okay, they're violating your due process, and they're using deceptive practices. And you tell them about this stuff, and they just keep going. And then here we come to recently, where we're in the Winco store, and the adverse party's son is threatening us. And intimidations, why we're in a court proceeding, and it's like they have a blow-by-blow knowledge of everything that's going on in this case, which just doesn't make any sense. And we served them with it. We served the district attorney.
Later,
huh?
An hour after it happens.
Yeah, an hour, like they were just looking at this. And they're using the district attorney when really they should be using an outside law firm. So they have a conflict of interest. There's bribery going on and everything else here. And payoffs to the judges by Washoe County, and they're doing this stuff. The son's threatening, beckoning to fight you, lunging at you, and so he approached us 3 times in there, okay, and they've acknowledged it. But the thing is, he's in there putting his hands in his pocket like he's got a weapon in there, and I've had it. I'm tired of these threats. The father threatened to bury us, both of us out there, and that was a sheriff, and they don't do anything about it. So this is a racketeering going on here, okay? And there's a financial fraud going on here, and I'm going to expose them. Stand by. This is Exhibit 2 of Mr. Belfort's motion to reopen due to fraud upon the court, and it's done in this case right here. This is Exhibit 2 continuation on it. Okay, but this is the case RSC 2019-000337. Okay, it's all there, and they want to blow this stuff off. The county's involved in it, and they're liable. Stand by.